Alright, hello everyone, this is Crota. Actually, this is my first time playing through after the patch 1.04. I'm not sure if you guys have kept up with Diablo 3, but hey, I am, and I'm still trying to have a little bit of fun here. So, one thing I will say, my magic find base is 225. Not too bad, not too good. You know, it's right down the middle. And I'm just going to be seeing what some of the changes are in the overall gameplay. So far, patch 104, I'm going to try to go over all of the design changes. There were a lot of design changes. I don't have the patch notes in front of me, so I'm actually doing this all from memory. So if I don't know it, or if I forget one, make sure to leave it in the comments, and I will go ahead and try and make sure that I remember to include it while still talking and playing at the same time. Alright, so overall, elites are supposed to be a little bit easier. You're noticing that I'm having a little bit of problem with this one, not too bad. And then they also made some changes in terms of the drops. Also, the Paragon levels does add to your magic find as well. Also, another thing you're going to notice is that Tomes of Secret actually have a slight light blue tint to them, along with, I believe, gems and potions. So hopefully that will make it a little bit easier to actually spot them as I run into another. Oh, one good change, you can never actually get a wall casted on you. Also, only one unit can actually be shielded at a time with the shielding keyword. So a lot of changes overall to make things a little bit better in terms of gameplay, and these are all things that I really much appreciate from Blizzard. A lot of the times Blizzard doesn't get their games right the first time. I remember, all of us remember what StarCraft Brood War having well, the original StarCraft, Zealots were way overpowered. Spawning pools only cost 150 minerals. You know, there was a lot of differences. One thing I will say, where are all of my high-level items? I am in Act 2, don't quite have enough to do Act 3 yet. Maybe I do, maybe I don't. Now, if you guys are wondering what build I'm using, I am using a glass cannon build. And pretty much my DPS is around 42,000, so not too bad, not too good. Can run Act 2 pretty easily, and the reason why my DPS is so low is because I'm really using a cold-blooded build where I get a 20% damage bonus whenever I'm attacking something that's ensnared or has some sort of chilled effect. And because I'm just channeling Ray of Frost, anything I hit after the first time has that chill effect, so I'm actually dealing a lot more damage than that initial amount. Also, they made a lot of changes to some of the Hydras. I have not experimented with it yet. And what you're also noticing is that I'm actually gaining experience even though I'm at level 60. They did introduce Paragon levels, or did I say it right? Actually, I should probably pay attention to the game. Okay, so Paragon levels increases your magic find and your experience gained, but it does take quite a bit of time to actually level up. The same amount of time it takes from 59 to 60 is the amount of time it takes to level up there. I don't know if you guys actually noticed the square emerald was a different color, and also a little bit better of a drop overall. Now, I'm trying to see if there's actually game sounds. Hopefully there is. I believe there's game sounds. If there isn't, then I apologize, and you guys are just listening to absolutely nothing so far, as that would be kind of boring, as it's just me talking right now. Alright, let's take a look at this. Also, I had to cut a little bit of the audio out as well. I don't know how long I'm going to be playing Diablo, so I can't use my old encoding method that has better audio. So apologies already if you guys are saying, hey, the audio is better. I actually am seeing a little bit of screen tearing. Perhaps they made some changes to how things are drawn, or perhaps me actually recording has taken a performance hit. Anyways, Magic Find with full Nephilim Valor is normally actually... What's my magic find now? My magic find is currently at 281. Oh, that's because I also have the extra 25 bonus from Fortune. I was like, I don't remember it being that high. So it's usually around 300 with full Nephilim Valor. Nephilim Valor. And that does mean I normally get legendaries, perhaps one a trip through Act 2. Hopefully I will get a legendary item for you guys to identify. I'm sure if I do get a legendary item, I don't know when it is, so you guys will have to link it for me. Wow! Don't stand still and talk as I'm getting hit by mortars. Alright, so those little cat guys, still very annoying, able to deal a lot of damage, and then whenever they're jumping they actually can't be hit, so that's one of those things where anytime something can move towards me while and be invulnerable to damage, very, very annoying, because what's the point of kiting if they can walk to me and not take any damage. Alright, so there you go. See, whenever they jump up into the air, the little red health bar does go away, so don't try to attack them when they are in that state, but I forget that too. So normally, if this was a live stream, I would go ahead and ask you guys questions. You guys can ask questions, respond, or I can respond to those questions and have a little bit of fun. One of the questions that I got on my channel yesterday, and I'm going to actually try to talk this entire time, was what's with the Quantic logo on my channel and on some of my videos. If you guys didn't hear, if you guys don't follow me on Facebook, I was picked up by Quantic, so I am technically now Quantic Crota, and will be updating my name when appropriate, but I am technically Quantic Crota. I'm part of their media team, and I actually got to meet a lot of the players, headed over to the Quantic house as well. It is down in Southern California. Nope, no good items again. Let's go ahead and just pick them all up, and I will sell them. The Quantic house in San Diego, a very, very nice house, and just got to meet Flo. I didn't get to see Spanishiwa. He wasn't there when I went. He is at the house now, or he was at the time of this recording. Perhaps they are on their way to MLG Raleigh, but they've been training really hard for WCS, and I expect Quantic to do very, very well. Good luck, Quantic. Good luck, Chris. Good luck, Ryan. Good luck, all you guys. Theonidas, Illusion, State, Hawk. Just a blast getting to know you guys. And I believe they're going to be releasing more videos as they progress over the weekend. So it should be a lot of fun. But moving into Diablo 3, I like the fact that there's actually something to do past level 60. I didn't realize how hard it is to get experience. Wow. No wonder a lot of people have swapped out their helmet with Magic Find with something else in order to get better experience gain, because this is slow. Now, if you guys don't know, if you guys haven't read the patch notes, the experience gain from level 1 to level 100, they said, why am I even in here? They said it was about the time it takes to level up to 99 in the original original Diablo 2. Now, if you guys remember the original Diablo 2, it took a long, long while, and there is no Nephilim barbarians to take out in order to get a lot of free experience. I know a lot of people were getting like 7 levels off of that and trying to crank it out that way. So this may be a little bit different as we're still testing things out. And I am a little upset about the Magic Find debuff, but at the same time, depending on how long it takes to actually get up to level 100 in terms of the Paragon level, Magic Find may still be a very important keyword, even though you can max out on it. And it also rewards players because they can have better stats later on. Personally, Goblin. Personally, I would have liked to have seen Magic Find still stick around a little bit longer. Okay, nope, nothing good here. Magic Find to be able to go beyond 300. My idea was at the start of a fight, record what the Magic Find is, and then at the end of a fight, record a Magic Find when you hit one champion, and then kill the last one. Whatever is the lowest Magic Find is the Magic Find you use, because gear swapping almost became a necessity in order to get any real decent gear. Alright, let's take a look. Yeah, and gear swapping wasn't really fun overall, just trying to run around and not get hit while swapping all of your Magic Find gear. I will admit I did do it micro skills from StarCraft 2. Thank you very much pulling me through, and I was able to do it. But it just didn't seem very Diablo-ish in terms of, yes, I'm fighting hordes and hordes of demons, and oh, let me change my pants, let me change this, let me change that, in order to really do anything else. All right. If I turn up the game sounds, well, it is already there, so, Alright. I hear game sounds, so you guys should be hearing game sounds. Some game sounds, if not all of them. Ooh, yay, another elite. So, Frozen, Mortar, Health Link, Molten. Alright. Alright, so... Oh, wow. Oh, I'd never really noticed that there's actually animations to tell you where the mortars are going to land. That is actually very helpful. Oh, very nice. What? Oh, yeah, Frozen, that's right. Oh, and there's actually little rings that tell you what the radius is on the Frozen, so you can actually know how to intelligently dodge them. Wow, I am loving this patch more and more. Same thing with the mortar. You actually see where the explosion blast is. So Blizzard really made a lot of overhauls to the game, and so far I'm enjoying a lot of the improved just animation to tell me, like, you know what, I'm not gonna die. Also, yeah, there you go. If you guys didn't know as well, normal mobs have 4 times the likelihood of dropping a rare item. So I thought that was a perfect step in the direction of making sure that you didn't reward magic find people too much, because magic find or gear swapping, as you know, you want to now hit the normal mobs. The normal mobs are pretty easy to take down, and if with 4 times the likelihood of dropping a rare or a magical item, then that's definitely worth the go. The only thing I will say is that they did not have an increase in terms of dropping legendaries. That was spoken up on the patch, and right now I'm pretty much cruising through Act 2. I do expect to die. My gear is not that great. For those of you guys who wonder, I am not one of those guys who spent real money on the auction house. Then again, I have spent a lot of hours playing the game, and with how much time I could have been, you know, working and bettering myself, I guess I could have just spent spent real money in order to buy the items. But who wants to buy items like that? Oh, here is another guy here. Plague, Molten. Oh, please do not let it be Horde. It is Horde Frozen. Wow. All right, so I'm just trying to focus down one guy at a time. Now, the good thing about this build is that it does have relatively high DPS, but it's only against single targets. So when it is only against a single target, you have a tendency or a problem of not hitting the right target. You want to be able... Whoa, what just happened there? Mortar, okay. Yay, health globe for the win. And if you're not hitting the right target, you really want to dwindle down the numbers. Also, another thing that you will... Oh, good gosh. Okay, yay, Frozen Hydra, do your thing. Yes. Oh, did they actually change these little carry-on flyers to not be like instant death? Okay. Anything? Nope, nothing good. It'd be so embarrassing if if a legendary item dropped and I didn't see it. Sometimes when legendary items drop, you don't really even notice, because it's like the color of the ground. It's like that brown color. You're like, I can't read what that says. It must not be important. You know, the yellow is like, ooh, it stands out on top of everything else, but not this. Oh, ooh, here we go. Oh, no. There. All right. No, normally I know the layouts of these places, so, All right, well, we'll see. Now, there's a lot of talk about like the randomized dungeons and this and that, and how Diablo 2 is better than Diablo 3. I'm not going to get into that argument. I think a lot of people have very, very fond memories of playing Diablo 2, as I do. But at the same time, a lot of you guys, you know, just complain for the sake of, or not of you guys, not my viewers. No, my viewers are absolutely awesome. They wouldn't do this. Maybe Gimli. Complain for the sake of complaining. where they feel that they have a right to be heard, and they feel that by screaming really loud and complaining a lot, that Blizzard is gonna fix the game. Well, Blizzard has had a habit of always fixing their games. Like the game WoW, when it first came out, is a completely different game than as you play it now. They're one of their most successful games. StarCraft, the original StarCraft, is a completely different game than what you see now. Even the Brood War from Kespa, it's a completely different game in that it's been rebalanced, it's been retested, it's been changed, and it really goes to show you how dedicated Blizzard is to make updates to a game that they're not really getting paid on with Brood War. They were making changes 5-6 years after the game was released, and people were still and they were making changes for it, even though they weren't, you know, they weren't really making money on it. So kudos to them. I really do hope Blizzard sticks around. It's always a really fun playing their games, testing their games, and also being able to be one of the little insiders that go into Blizzard as well to, you know, see how everything's going. Whoa! Don't stand in poison. Now, if you guys are wondering how I'm able to tank so much in Diablo, I should probably show up my stats a little bit. Even I forgot. Okay, so my all resistances are around 600, and then my armor is at 7,000. Now, if you guys don't understand how damage reduction works in Diablo, that's quite alright, because you almost need like a math degree in order to really understand everything. The way Diablo works is, one of the ways to think about it is, each of the primary stats, in addition to adding damage, also has some sort of damage mitigation. Dexterity, strength, and intelligence all have some sort of damage mitigation built into it. Now, the way that it's set up is approximately, and I will use the word approximately one. Oh, okay, time to go pick up stuff. 1 point of intelligence equals 1 point of strength. And the reason why I say approximately is that there's actually diminishing returns. The more strength you have, going from one point of strength to 2, okay, let's see, 15% better item, vitality, lightning resist, yeah, not that good. If it was maybe 18%, I could sell it, but I don't think at 15%. I'll stash it. Why not? Alright, let's see. This is probably not worth it. 61. Let me go through my items and I'll keep on talking. Nope. That's probably not going to be worth anything. Nope. That's not worth anything. 61. Boots or pants. Dexterity, intelligence. No, that's not that good. 61. Weapon. 312. Nope. That's 312 damage per second. But unfortunately, it doesn't have really any true damage modifiers. Oh, that was a mess up there. Okay, let's see this. Two-handed, no. 59, 60, 53. Alright, so nothing really good from my run so far. Wow, really bad, actually. 13% magic fine boots. If you guys want to see, go over my... I guess I can go over my equipment too if you guys want to know what exactly I'm using. Oh, 919 two-handed bow that has a socket. That could... that's actually maybe worth something, just because of the fact that it has a socket. Alright, that's 37, 128, salvage it. Strength, vitality, salvage. It needs really 2 hardcore stats. Okay. Now, I'm salvaging anything that is 61 or higher because it gives the exquisite essence that costs less than 1,400. Currently on the American auction house, exquisite essence is going for about 1,400. So if you can actually salvage it, it gives you a little bit more resources or a little bit more gold, even with the cut. And then you can also get the iridescent tears as well. That one is worth selling. 672. Wow, one-handed. 800 damage. So this is what Blizzard was talking about. They made 61, 62s, and 61s and 62s able to roll as high as 63 items. So not everyone is going to be forced to just use 63 items, because 63 weapons, since everything was based on that damage stat there. Okay. Alright, and what is this guy? Okay, so stash this. And sell everything else. Okay, so let's go over my items before I head in. Alright, chest. High armor, high vitality, magic find, decent intelligence. So just a lot of life there. I'm sitting at 35,000 about. I could probably lose a little bit less, or lose some vitality and actually gain some hit points. Magic find with all resistance on my belt, good armor, once more with some dexterity for dodge. Now, a basic rule of thumb for stats, if you can get your dexterity to 500, that's a good amount of dexterity for a fair amount of dodge. That's generally what you're trying to get to, since it's not your primary stat. It still adds to dodge, and by dodging an attack, you completely mitigate the damage, so always nice to have that. Magic find, movement speed, all resist, intelligence. Magic find, intelligence, vitality. Critical hit, magic find, intelligence. Intelligence, vitality, life on hit, magic find. Intelligence, vitality, good armor, life percentage, magic find. Intelligence, vitality, all resist, magic find, good armor. Intelligence, vitality, crit hit damage, crit hit chance. And then here are my rings, and I probably need to get some attack speed rings as well. I know people out there have like they have some DPS into like the 110, 120,000s. I will try to get there, but right now I don't have the resources to actually do that. Alright, so let's go around the corner. Now, I know the way the Sirocco caverns are laid out. The door is probably right here or right here to get to level 2. Now, they did take away some of the randomization, but overall I do like the feel. I mean, I think a lot of people forgot how bad like Act 3 was in Diablo 2. Just not being able to see terrain. It wasn't fun actually moving around. Oh, the cave wings DPS have been greatly reduced. Oh, wow. Money. Okay. Oh, should I talk about the capping of Magic Find? Did they... Flawless Square. Yep. So, basically, they have adjusted it so that your Magic Find caps out at 300%. Now, you're like, wow, 300%, I'll never get there. Paragon levels give you 3% Magic Find and 3% Gold Find per level. So what they essentially did was they moved Magic Find from an item that you would normally have on, or a stat that you would normally want on items, to one that you slowly transition away from. Now, the time that it's taking me to actually run through and get to level 1 or level 2 shows me that this is actually, or level 1, shows me that it's actually fairly hard to level and really get up to 300 Magic Find. So some players may actually play for months at a time and not get to level 60. Also, a lot of people were playing multiple characters. I think a lot of people will be going to single characters as well, since it's going to be such a time commitment to really do this. Now, one thing I am curious about though, Tomes of Secrets, okay, square, follow square. One thing I am curious about though is how the economy of Diablo 3 is going to work after a while. If you guys remember Diablo 2, after a while, like in the beginning, people were really, after people had found a way to really farm SOJs, Stones of Jordans, that became the standard of all currency. Oh, this is worth 30 SOJs, this is worth 50 SOJs, this is worth 100 SOJs. But as there were more and more drops, like in anything, when there's more and more currency, it actually devalues that specific currency. So I know that they're trying to adjust address some of the currency concerns, especially with the auction house taking that 15% cut. It's not Blizzard being, you know, particularly greedy about, hey, I want to steal your imaginary money. No, it's to help with the overall economy of the game, to make sure that some of the money goes back into the system itself. Otherwise, players will just be able to constantly buy and sell their gear and constantly upgrade without any real downside or negative aspect at all. Now, okay, let's see what this one is. I recognize the keyword. Is it any good? No. Whoa, good stats, but bad damage. Really hope that they fix that. That you can actually search on damage. What is this one? Oh, this one's not bad. All resist, dexterity. That's actually going to be a good item for perhaps a low level or an entering 60 demon hunter. All right. So far so good.
What sort of emperor allows his people to fall into such...
Should I sell? Here. Oh, I won't sell. Actually, I'll sell. I'll head back. So, since I'm heading back already. Now, they did make some changes to Hydra, some of the base stats as well. I'm not going to change any of my skills just because I don't want to use my Nephilim Valor, lose my Nephilim Valor. I'm at 301% right now. Worked really hard to get there. And I know I can increase more, but it's always a game of balance, trying to figure out how much let's see. Okay. How much magic find you want to get versus how much you hurt your DPS and your overall stats. What I'm trying to go for is I'm trying to go for very, very fast efficiency in beating the game in Act 2 along with high magic find. If I can do a combination of the two, then I'm pretty much golden. It's not always necessarily the case. How much is the repair cost now? Okay, not too bad. Alright, let's... Oh yeah, I can stack these. Yes, gems stack up to 100 now. Thank you. Alright, let's go to back. Oh, no, let's go here. And I've already cleared out everything else, so we'll just go from here. Alright. So, Wizard, what do I have to say? Wizard, a lot of fun so far. I like the fact that I'm still leveling towards something as opposed to just pure magic grinding. It gives me a little bit something to do. And hopefully it will also make it so that, you know, characters with high Paragon levels will still be very effective. They also get an additional bonus in terms of base stats. Even though you don't learn any new skills after level 60, you get base stats and some other things as well. Alright, someone's going to be like, you didn't open that treasure chest. I know there's a replenishment chest over there as well. Let me go ahead and get that. Ooh, come on. Yeah, jump over. There you go. The Dune Treasure. Alright, okay. Alright, yeah. Whoa, Sovereign Greaves. Ooh, Sovereign. Level 62 boots, I believe. Aw, why didn't you jump over earlier when there was all these puddles of Venom Hydra acid? Alright, 62 boots. Any good? Ooh. Let's see. Intelligence, Vitality, extra gold. Nope. If that was Magic Find, yes. But then again, even if it was 20% Magic Find, people may not need it as much. Alright. Alright, I thought they said that they adjusted the chance of the amount of Dune Stingers, or these little wasp guys being... Oh my goodness. Vortex, Fire Chain, Arcane, Enchanted... what is it? Vampiric? Okay, Vampiric I'm not really concerned about since I'm not actually taking damage. But, like, wow. I think if this was to the old patch, 103, I would instantly get killed by these guys, because they would be dealing that much damage to me. Crossbow, Veil, Guardian. Alright, Tomb of Secrets. Tome of Secrets. Tome and Tomb. Even in Diablo 3, my Warcraft 3 issues come out. Oh, rare crossbow, 63. Any good? Wow. I was being facetious. That's actually not bad. That's really good. Sweet. Alright, so I'm getting some decent items. That one, not so much. The only problem is that it does not have a socket. Now, the reason why sockets are so important on items, I'm just brain dumping and brain farting on you guys, if you guys are actually still listening to me. The reason why it is so important is because you want that critical hit damage to be increased. Now, there are a number of different there are a number of different stats that increase damage depending on your class. The base ones, you have your normal base stat, whether it be intelligence, strength, or dexterity, depending on your class. Then you have your weapon damage. On top of that, the other ways to increase it are attack speed, critical hit damage, critical hit chance, and then some of the other keywords such as bonus damage to elites. Oh, let me get another page from this guy. Yeah, so now, generally after a while, the more you invest in one particular stat, the less important that stat becomes. The reason why is because there's diminishing returns on each of those stats. And at one point, raising something up 1% in a different section is actually better than raising up, a 1% in, or a stat of 1 in another. And take armor, for example. I know I'm jumping around here, but there's a lot to talk about since I am kind of going into the numbers behind Diablo. Damage mitigation, there is resistance, armor, shield blocking, and dodge. So I've gone over the basic ways to deal damage and the basic ways of taking damage, and also vitality, obviously, what everything works towards. Now, having very, very high vitality, I don't care if you have 100,000 vitality. If your armor is really bad, oh, this could be bad. If your armor and your all resist are really bad, it's not gonna matter because you're simply still gonna die. Now, if you take a look, or if you think about a square, yeah, I know, I'm gonna get into a little geometry on you guys. If you guys think about a square, and think about damage mitigation as the area of a square, or think of a rectangle. Think of a rectangle. The damage mitigation is equal to the area of that rectangle. Now, if you have a combination of, if you are given 100 feet of fence to use, right? And someone says, okay, I want you to build me a rectangle, and I want you to maximize the area with these fences. It has to have 4 sides. All right, so you're like, okay, all you mathematicians out there, and all of you guys who've studied geometry know that the best, the maximum area is actually a square. If you guys couldn't already tell from my little bit of a precursor, so the maximum area is a square. The same is true for armor and all resistance. Now, if you look about it this way, all resistance, think of it as a separate stat that is essentially the same as armor divided by 10. So if you have 600 all resistance and 600, okay, and this is general, I'm not going to be going too specific, but this is high level general. If you have 600 all resistance and 6,000 armor, that is a good balance in terms of overall damage. I know at one point I was focusing really heavily in terms of all resistance, not understanding how the damage system was working. And because I didn't understand how the damage system was working, I was actually not maximizing my damage. I was ignoring armor in order to get more all resistance when I was paying much more for a stat that I didn't really need. Now, one of the benefits of armor is that a lot of people don't really care about it. For some reason, items on the auction house that have a high armor value aren't selling for much more. If you see something with like plus 300 armor, you're like, oh yeah, whatever. But if you see something, so it has a total of 600, 700 armor, you're like, yeah, whatever, I don't care. But if you see something with 70 all resist, you're like, wow, that's a really, really important item to pick up. Well, the same is true for armor. If something has 700 armor, like my chest piece, it actually essentially has a similar damage mitigation as 70 all resist. So if you're trying to do a little bit of comparison, if you take a look at my stats, I have like what 7,000 armor and 600 all resist. If I lose 500 armor but gain 50 all resistance, even though that is that is the in terms of stats, in terms of numbers, it should be about the same. I actually increase my damage absorption and increase the amount of damage or the number of hits I can take because of the damage mitigation. So that's one way. Play around on the auction house. Hopefully I am making sense. I know it's a high level concept and I still do not see any good items in here. Oops, I picked up a white item there. Alright, so yeah, I think this video is starting to get long. I will start to do a second video in just a moment. I think now is actually a good time since I guess I can go ahead and sell back. So yeah, thanks for watching. Stay tuned for part 2. And I will keep the interesting part here. I will go ahead and actually identify my items and see if any of them are any good. Nope, not good. Still a bad item there. Let's see, what about this one? All resist, extra gold. No, not really. Strength. Who really needs strength? Okay. Did it roll a hard? Yes, it did have 168, so that's good there. 62 on a two-handed axe. 525. Needs a little bit more damage. Wow. Almost 5% damage converted to life. That's rather nice. I think that's the highest I've ever seen. Melee attackers, extra gold, hat. Nope, not worth anything. 309. Okay, so nope, nothing good except for that crossbow that I did pick up. Thanks for watching. Thanks for listening. Stay tuned for part 2 of this.